The increase in man-to-man violence, abuse and other such vices which is affecting the Nigerian society by hampering the full growth of the citizens gave rise to the need to empower the young ones who are the leaders of tomorrow to speak up when crimes are committed against their bodies. The Ejibo Local Council Development Area, in partnership with the International Visitor Leadership Program (IVLP) under the umbrella of the United States Consulate in Nigeria, put together a sensitization program for the youth in school with the theme maintaining a rape, child molestation and domestic violence free community. The awareness program, which in attendance Alhaji Oloyode Bello, the executive chairman of the Ejibo Local Council Development Area, and guest speakers such as Bisi Ajayi Kayode of the Cheche Yara Foundation. Dr. Memuna Kadiri took off with the children being advised to always sorosoke whenever any adult, either male or female, is trying to touch any part of their body considered to be private. The speaker said there are so many unwell adults on the street today because most of them have been violated as children and are still carrying the trauma of those sad events with them even at adulthood. They encourage the participants not to allow their voices be lost, seeing perpetrators escape most times because the victims do not speak out.
The culture of silence did not allow her to speak up. The culture of silence and her religious beliefs did not allow her to say who her abuser was. At 80 years old, she was sitting on the other side of the table, depressed and suicidal. In the midst of regardless of the fact that she has achieved so much in her life, but she wasn't happy.
To focus in on child sexual abuse because it's very much on the high scale now. During the pandemic, we noticed that a lot of children, they are now locked down with their perpetrators. Some of you don't even know how to respond. What is sexual abuse? Any form of sexual activity. If anybody coerces you to any form of sexual activity, that person has abused you. The person is the responsibility of adults to protect children, not children to protect themselves. It's not just your own biological children. Whether as a teacher, a stakeholder, a politician, a community leader, you are responsible for any child you come across.
Responding to questions, Bisi Ajayi Kayode said, rape has been in the country from time immemorial, but not on such a large scale as we now experience, and perpetrators of rape often get away with their crimes because it is committed behind closed doors.
Well, it's because there's been no professional service response to incidents of sexual violence, especially child sexual abuse, and because there's not enough awareness, people to know about their rights. That is why at the we are partnering with the US IVLP alumni at the Cheche Yara Foundation. The incidence has been there, but it's escalating by the day. Let me tell you why it's always been there. Because sexual violence is often a crime committed in secrecy, with only the perpetrator and the survivor as witnesses, and it's often very difficult to prove. And oftentimes you don't even have the disclosure immediately after the incident because of stigmatization. We have negative social norms that encourage sexual violence. Oh, better don't talk about it. Nobody will marry you. The sacrifice, the interest of the child, of the survivor, because of the reputation of the family.
Alhaji Bello Oloyode thanked the speakers and the participants. He promised that the council will not stop here, but continue to champion the cause of a rape and violence-free society within Ejibo and its environs.
Well, we will not end it here. It is a process. It's a process that is just starting. I'm quite sure the management of Ejibo CDA and the call and the organization will sit down after this and try to determine what next, so that that process will be a complete process. So it is a program, I assure you, we are not stopping here.
When students who participated in the program were asked what they learned, here is what they had to say.
I learned that we should speak out. Like in the Yoruba word, we use sorosoke. We should speak out whenever we are raped, and we should also be cautious of our private parts and also people that we are around. We should also speak out and also give support to people who have been raped or sexually molested.
Yeah, I learned about rape and should speak up. We shouldn't keep secrets to ourselves. We should tell our parents and trusted ones about rape, domestic violence, and child molestation around our community.